shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
Run.
That's right, folks. Run. We are back with another installment of The Problem with That. And tonight's problem with that, I'm going to talk about the COVID information. And what I mean by that is what we're being told, what we've been told, what we're seeing over the last, 5-6 months now. They even take it back to the beginning of the year in 7 months. What we're being told, what we're being shown, and the fact that we're being lied to blatantly. Because most people that pay attention to the news don't remember fucking shit that happened 2-3 weeks ago. Have a hard time remembering what happened 2-3 weeks ago because the TV and the news they're watching now is telling them what to think, how to react, what's going on. And I would like to start out, though, saying the coronavirus is real. COVID-19, which I guess is now the symptoms of COVID or SARS-CoV-2 or SARS-CoV-2. I mean, however you want to call this right now, which is another misleading information that they're doing with you. The information and the name and what is what and everything else. So COVID-19 is the symptoms. Well, the symptoms are the symptoms of a lot of fucking shit, all grouped into one. I get diarrhea every now and then. Normally it's because of food poisoning, not because of COVID-19. I have a problem breathing every now and then. That's because I smoke. Got some coughs, dry coughs every now and then. Been smoking for quite a while. I get bad acid indigestion, so bad heartburn, burning. I throw up every now and then. Burn so bad I cough till I throw up. Again, not COVID-19. All these symptoms, though, are what we got. I mean, we've been told now that 104-degree temperature is where they're clocking you at for the COVID tests, for the screening, health screenings to go into places. Well, if you have 104-degree temperature, you are not probably leaving your bed because of the 104-degree temperature. You're not going to be standing in a line to get into Disney World if you have 104-degree temperature. Again, most people think this is what we need to do. We got to do this because it protects everybody. Nah, if you have 104-degree temperature, trust me, you ain't going out nowhere. If you have 104-degree temperature, your brain's almost boiling. So, yeah, you ain't going to be functioning right at all. But yet, we got to do these screenings because that's protecting people. We got to wear these masks because it's protecting people. Well, the funny thing is, I got, and this is where it comes into play, what I'm talking about, the information we're giving it. So, I posted a question. Question is false news now, or misleading news. And then we're going to go right into a New York Times article from today that doesn't get flagged as false or misleading news, even though it's blatantly false and misleading news. So I posted a meme that says, if this virus is so deadly, why aren't essential workers dying? Well, it was flagged because misleading, as most essential workers fall below the age rank hardest hit by COVID-19. Which is bullshit, folks, and ready for some truth? There are 8 million employees over the age of 60 in the United States. Most of them work at your grocery stores, convenience stores, and the stores that kept going as your little door greeter because they were essential. So, yes, there might. My own business, a quarter of us are 60 plus. Those guys, one was a Vietnam vet. Have mad respect for him. What he told me was, if I get this and I go, I guess it was my time. Because he understands life, folks. There is no life without death, and there's no death. If you want to get rid of death, you're never going to have life. It's a happy median we got to come to. Everybody dies. I'm going to be dead one day. You're going to be dead one day. Everybody that you know is going to be dead one day. But life is the fact that we don't know. Again, back to the misleading news. So, May 18th of 2020. As the drive towards a vaccine, the new coronavirus accelerates. There's some good news. People with COVID-19 have a robust immune system against the virus, scientists said. This was May of 18 of 2020. Links in the description below. The researchers based their conclusion in testing immune T cells. Remember that word, folks, because I'm going to be bringing it up quite a bit here as we go along. Counts in 20 patients who recovered from the infection. If we have seen only a marginal immune response, we would have been concerned, explained researcher Alessandro Sette. But what we see is a very robust T-cell response against the spike protein on the virus outer shell, which is the target of most ongoing COVID-19 efforts. So, well, other viral proteins, these findings are really good news for vaccine development. So that was that. T-cell possible cure study shows. Now, this is from July 16th of 2020. Several researchers from the La Jolla Institute for Immunology, sorry folks, I have a problem pronouncing very long words with multiple syllables, in California have released a study on the possibility that T cells may be the key in defeating the coronavirus disease. According to the report on Stand the Truth, the research observed that 10 patients with severe COVID-19 produced T cells which help defeat the SARS-CoV virus. They also observed that asymptomatic individuals and those with moderate symptoms have a strong T-cell response. Okay, so this is where some of the new stuff comes into play here. So a news article today, which I commented on, obviously, I'm not going to let that go, but from the New York Times, and this was about 8 hours ago, it posted, "Your coronavirus antibodies are disappearing. Should you care?" That was the headlines. Now, I'm going to break this down and tell you why this article should be classified as misleading and false, just like a meme that I asked a question. Rather than stating any facts, anything like that, I asked a question, got flagged as false and misleading. Your blood carries the memory of every pathogen you ever encountered. True. If you've been infected with the coronavirus, your body most likely remembers that too. True. Antibodies are the legacy of the encounter. False. This is where most people are going to get misleaded because they don't know how the actual immune system of an individual works and all the different working parts that take place in this. So they're going to mislead antibodies with T cells, like I just talked to you there, and they are not the same, folks. T cells are something completely different than antibodies. Antibodies, let's call them the kamikazes of our immune system. They are created to attack and destroy the pathogen or virus that's in our system. The T cells, on the other hand, are protected, kept back, and remember and jot down notes and how to defend ourselves against this and create the antibodies. And this is where a lot of people get confused with biology and the way our immune system works and the science in general because, yeah, well, over the last 15 years, that type of stuff has been thrown out the window and not taught to people. So I'm glad I learned it at a young age. Why then has so many people stricken by the virus discovered that they don't seem to have antibodies? Okay, they say blame the tests. Most commercial antibody tests are yes, no. The tests are notorious for delivering false positives. Well, shit, most of the COVID-19 tests have been now decided that false positives. There's 7,000 tests down in Florida where they were wrong. The company that was testing and everything else was wrong. The whole test was wrong and threw off the case count. But yet we're still making laws and regulations for that. Missing antibodies to the coronavirus that are present at low levels. Moreover, some tests include those made by Abbott and Roche and offered by blah, 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 blah. What this means is the declining antibodies is shown by the commercial tests. Well, again, your antibodies are going to peak when you have the virus and then come down as the virus goes away in your body. That's the way it works. And then the T cells remember. So when the virus comes back, it can quickly mount a defense with antibodies to defend it. And this is, again, where people are getting misled, not being told the truth, not actually, well, they were educated. Either they didn't learn or they didn't care to learn. And now I guess those people get to say how the rest of us live, which is fucking bullshit. So let's go on to more fucking fun facts that were misleading in this whole study. The CDC admitted they screwed up coronavirus infection counts and intentionally misled the public and have apologized. They did do that, folks. Clarifying that amount of people truly infected is much lower. We're finding out that no, it's the exact opposite, so the death rate is a lot less. A lot more people are infected, a lot more people have had it, and a lot more people are immune to it, is what we're finding out right now. The American Coronavirus Task Force also admitted to fudging the national COVID death counts when Dr. Birx said the deaths are people who died with COVID-19, not from COVID-19, thus making the real death count much lower than what is currently being reported. And that is true. And this is where politics come into play because, folks, when it comes to politics and when it becomes documents and when it becomes anything legal that you try to do, wording is key. And this is where they get away with their wording right now. And everybody's flipping out over the numbers because our number death count is people with COVID, not died of COVID. Those are two different things. And if we're going to really say what's the mortality rate, well, we need to know who died of COVID, not who just died because they were 90 years old and the common cold could have killed them. Dr. Fauci admitted masks won't help against the virus and made manufacturers are now including warnings that their products do not deter from COVID-19. A lot of these are coming out. Anybody that's making masks for people or trying to sell them part-time, just remember you could be sued if somebody gets COVID and because your mask didn't work, and it's not going to. People with masks are still going to get sick from this. Governor of New York Andrew Cuomo confirmed a recent health study showing that 70% of new infections actually originated at home. So not out in public, but at home. But yet bars and mass gatherings and all that, that's the bad place to be. You got to be locked up at home. The curve is flattened. The CDC, WHO, and Dr. Fauci are governors, many of which completely wrong about the potential threat of the virus. It's still not a good thing. I mean, just like the flu, just like Spanish flu, which is still around, and I've been told isn't around anymore. So it's kind of funny. This is how much these people actually know about this virus and or viruses in general. The Spanish flu is still around. We just call it H1N1 now, folks. If you're people called living in fear, don't be. The media, global organizations, government, and the agencies misled the public, and they did, folks. I just kind of pointed this all out. Yeah, they're just it's just wrong. They're misleading everybody. They're not, and if you don't actually dig, you don't actually look, and you don't actually watch, you're not going to know what's going on. I do this on occasion. I saw the stock market crash while I was on a cruise, and I got out of certain things just because I watched it. Saw this coming. It's been a wonderful roller coaster this year for me, and I still try to push the truth. I still try to let you guys know what's going on. Unfortunately, most of you won't listen, and all this went in one ear and out the other.
Oh shit! Oh shit!